Hello everyone, this is Shalu Kumar again from Osce Nurse Training Cambridge. I'm an experienced Osce Nurse trainer for the NMC Osce exam in UK and also the lead trainer for Osce Nurse Training Cambridge. Welcome to my YouTube channel again on ONTC. I'm back with another adult NMC Osce video for you. So we will go through the video in a minute. So if you like my videos, please press the like button now and subscribe to my channel. And we offer Osce training online. We offer Osce training face-to-face. You can mix your online and face-to-face days. We offer resit training for Osce. Even if you haven't done original training with us, we offer resit training for any stations you have not passed first time. So please, if you do want to get help on that, then do contact us. So let's talk about today's video. So today's video is a really important one. It's not on a topic for your syllabus, but it's probably the most important video, to be fair, in that sense. It is all about how to avoid anxiety, exam anxiety on your exam day, which is, to be honest, is the worst thing which can happen on that day, and that definitely impacts your performance. And I am just gonna talk through what are the reasons and how you can actually avoid that on the day, so you can give your 100% in your performance, okay, without feeling too overwhelmed, and what we can do about it. So it's really important video, so listen and hopefully you will get some good tips to avoid exam anxiety. So we're gonna go through that. Okay, so first thing is, it's normal to feel anxious, okay? Don't be too hard on yourself. We all feel anxious. It is a high-stake exam, and the word exam makes you anxious, but it is a very high-stake exam. I can understand that. As a nurse, I know, it is hard when you're an overseas nurse. You are adjusting to so many different things. On the top, you got to do this quite difficult exam. And it's like hands-on exam. So you are in a different place, different environment. You haven't met these examiners before, so and you haven't been in that place before, and like you said, and it's a lot of pressure on you because you have put a lot of effort into it, a lot of money invested into it as well. So I can understand from where the pressure comes and from where the anxiety comes. But I'm going to talk about, which I always talk about in my training. That's the first thing I talk about, is how are we going to perform our best on the day and not get panicked and not get just taken away from our nerves. Okay, so because when the nerves take over, everything and it just go into blank. Means I have seen nurses, I've been teaching on Osce, means I've been practicing in this country as a nurse for 17 years in clinical practice, and I've been teaching Osce for over 7 years. So I have met, I'm not talking hundreds, probably over thousands of nurses, through Osce. I have met these lovely overseas colleagues. But yes, anxiety is one of those things. Everybody is like, God, please make sure, how can I not be anxious on that day? And I've seen all sorts of nerves coming through, even in mock exam when we run mock exams. So I always concentrate on mock exam with people to see how they're gonna feel, make the mock as real as possible on that day, so people can actually feel how they're gonna feel in real exam, and that then we'll also give you tips on how to stay on top of the nerves, which then you can use in your real exam as well. But we're gonna talk about those tips today. Okay, so let's get into it before I start telling you more about how to do it. So let's do first one. First one is, which is the most important thing you can do when you start thinking about how to avoid anxiety. First thing is plan and practice. Okay, and that starts with the very real start. When you start thinking about taking Osce exam, you start thinking about you obviously is thinking about that day when you're going to take your exam. So how do we make sure from the beginning that we revise and we do things in the right way, which builds our confidence? So it's all going to add up slowly but surely on to your exam day confidence. More confidence means less anxiety. Okay, so you need to work on it from the start, when you start preparing, not just on the day. You can't control anxiety just working on it on the day. You really need to start early. So have a clear plan. Have a clear plan means think about it. When you start thinking, you've done your CBT, and most people will start thinking about their Osce exam. So when you start thinking about your Osce exam, have a clear plan. Are you going to take a training? If you are going to take a training, if you are obviously in the NHS trust, they're giving you training, which is great. But if you're not, if you're independent candidate, are you gonna take a training? If you are going to take a training, what is more suitable for you? Are you looking for online? Are you looking for face-to-face? Plan all this early, okay? Because sometimes I have seen nurses who have actually come to our training. They already booked the exam, and it's like 3 weeks to go, and then they're just thinking, I need some training now. And sometimes that's a bit too late, okay? So plan early. Plan a couple of months earlier, and just think, do you need training? Where do you want to training? What kind of training would you like? What is your learning needs? What's going to help you the best, okay? So that's just do a bit of research and think about it, because the training makes a big difference. Yes, how somebody is going to train you, how they're going to provide you feedback, how will be your mock exam, and also what after support you're gonna get. That's the most important thing. Most companies, including ourselves, we are running 5 days, like a week, full week training, face to face. But that's okay, but what after support you're gonna get, because that makes a huge difference to how you are gonna be on the exam day. Okay, so you need to be 100% confident asking these questions from the training provider. What is after support, how big is the group sizes? That's another thing to think about, because you want to get the best out of your training. You want to be taught in the small group sizes, which we always do. We don't teach in big groups because it's not conducive to learning. And also, what after support you're gonna get. Be clear on that. Will I be able to get hold of my trainer? Will I be able to ask these questions? Will somebody be marking my work? All these stuff is really, really important. So that's again, having a clear plan about the training. Now, next thing which I'm going to talk about is really important is revise and practice according to marking criteria. Even if you had the training or you prepared by yourself, doesn't matter. NMC has the marking criteria already released on the test centers. So print that marking criteria every station, plan and practice. Revise and practice according to marking criteria, and that's the most important single thing for gaining confidence, because you are going to know that you're doing the right way if you're following the marking criteria. That means that's how your examiner is going to mark you. Okay, so that's the most important thing you can do, is when you do your practice, you are going to do it as per the marking criteria, and repeat. If you make a mistake, repeat again and carry on. Okay, it is a lot of work, but you're going to have to carry on putting effort in and just keep going. Time yourself. Now, every station is set with time in exam, and that puts a lot of pressure on everyone to finish in that time limit. You may be absolutely fine to do that skill or that station, but you're struggling with the time in exam. So that's quite common reason of fail, and quite common reason of getting panicked, because you're looking at the timer and you can see you're not getting there and your time is running out, and that obviously is going to make you really panicked. So when you do your practice, do in real time and practice with a timer all the time. Next thing is, there is so many different ways actually to do things where you can see if you're getting it right or not. Like, say, record yourself. Okay, if you're doing a station, whether you're doing a skill. Now, assessment can be quite long to record, but you can record it if you wish to do so. But the skills and definitely the verbal stations like SPAR handover, do a audio recording. On other skills, do a video recording, and then look back at it and mark against the marking criteria. Are you getting everything in there what examiner is asking you to do? So that's another way of making sure you are actually revising smart, and if you're putting effort in, you're going to get the best out of that effort, and that is following the marking criteria, and recording is a very good method of doing that. Okay, do practice in real time, no shortcuts. Why did I put that? Because when you do practice at home, say you're practicing a station, some people I've seen will tell me, oh, I didn't wash the hands, I just knew I need to wash hands there, or I knew I need to put apron and gloves there, but I didn't put it on. But no, because you haven't then taken that time out of that time period to put gloves on or to do hand hygiene. So you really need to practice as you will do your station in exam, okay? Otherwise you will constantly keep running out of time in exam. So that's really important. No shortcuts. Do every step in real time. Practice whole stations. Lots of people leave written stations to the last, but you can't afford to, okay? You do need to practice all stations, because all 10 stations are important. If you want to pass your Osce first time, you need to pass all 10. So it means written stations are as important as other stations. That's your professional values, that's your evidence-based practice, and also your planning station, and lots of clinical skills are written as well. So you need to make sure you are practicing your writing, because these days we don't write, so we are out of habit of writing with pen and paper, but you do need to practice that with a timer. So that is important. Now moving on to the next one, communication. Now communication is such a important thing in your exam day, because that could be a reason of a huge amount of panic or nerves. First thing is listen to the briefing carefully, because your examiner is giving you briefing about the equipment, about what the scenario is. Listen carefully. Sometimes if you're not listening and then you forget things, and then you start getting panicked because you haven't actually listened to the examiner. Examiner already said ID check and allergy check status is complete, and you repeat that again. They already told you something is clean and you starting cleaning again. It means you're going to waste a lot of time and you're going to be running out of time, and that would create a lot of panic and anxiety. Listen very carefully what your examiner is saying to you in briefing before every station. That's really important. Again, if you don't understand something, and then ask again, okay? For whatever reason, whatever they said you didn't understand it, then ask again, okay? That's important and that's allowed, okay? And next thing is check equipment before start of the station, because every station you're gonna obviously use certain kind of equipment, so check it. They allow you to check it if you take your initiative and go and check it. You know, do I know how to use this vitals machine if I'm taking blood pressure, saturation, or do I know how to use this suction machine? Do I know how to do this, or how to use this equipment? Because if you do it before your timer start, that's a really good idea. It means you're not gonna find something later on you're gonna get stuck into, okay? So it's important that you play with the equipment before you start your station. Don't forget to verbalize what you are doing. Now that's again, I put in communication because it's such an important thing. Listening is important, but verbalizing everything is very important as well. Because if examiners, for example, you're doing your drug checks, you might be looking at the name of the drug, the dose, the expiry date. Absolutely fine, probably you are looking, but if you're not saying it, examiner will not count as checked, okay? So that's really important thing to think, because examiner is marking you and listening you all the time. So you really need to verbalize what you're doing and what's your logic behind it. So if you're omitting a drug, be clear why you're omitting it, what code you are using. If you're checking your drugs, not only in implementation station, in clinical skills as well. There's so many clinical skills where you give medication. So make sure you're checking the name of the drug, the dose, the expiry date, checking against your prescription that is the right drug. So what I'm saying is, doesn't matter what it is, but verbalize clearly everything and speak very clearly, okay? Try not to keep your volume too down, because sometimes examiner can actually struggle to listen to you. They will remind you one or two times, but they can't keep reminding you throughout the exam. So it's your responsibility to make sure examiner can hear you, you are speaking clearly, and you're verbalizing everything what you need to verbalize, okay? So that's really important. Number 3, think one station at a time. This is always a very good advice. You have 10 stations to do, okay? So it's no benefit of worrying about what I'm gonna get for skills when you're doing the API stations, or you're in assessment, you're worrying about, oh, I'm not very good with drug station. Just keep worrying about the next station. Please don't do that. Just concentrate on one thing at a time, and just take your time and go through 10 stations, one at a time, okay? Just concentrate on focus on the task at hand. That's what I'm trying to say. And that also goes for, like, you may have already done one station, it didn't go very well for whatever reason, you think it didn't go very well. Now please don't take the stress of that station into the next one, because if you're stressed out, you're going to make mistakes even in the next one as well. Okay, so try to forget what happened before, because what you think was a critical mistake, examiner may have not seen as a critical mistake, and you may still well pass that station. But if you keep worrying about it, you're gonna keep actually then underperform in your next stations as well. Okay, so try not to, just focus on one thing at a time. It means one station at a time. Don't think about what happened before. Don't think about what's going to happen in the next station. Just worry about what are you doing at that time. Try to rectify mistakes. So if you stay calm and you focus on just that station, not worrying about anything else, and if you make a mistake, then you will realize you made a mistake and you can rectify it. Say you checked patient ID but forgotten to check the allergy status, and then you remember it, and then you check it. Okay, you forgotten to do a hand hygiene, you can do it at the next opportunity. So there are ways to rectify your mistakes. And you can do that if you stay calm, because if you stay calm, you will realize you made a mistake. When we are not calm, we don't realize, we just go with the flow, we are not realizing that we are making those mistakes. So it's really important. You can get yourself out of trouble if you made a mistake, but if you are calm. Okay, so that's really, really important. Number 4 is know what to expect. It's really, really important that you know what to expect on the exam day. First thing is, you're gonna have the NMC representative there in the exam center will check your ID details and check all your documents. So look at the email which they have sent you when you book the exam with the test center, to tell you what documents to bring. Because I've seen a lot of nurses actually last couple of days before exam trying to get all the documents together and not finding stuff, and that will create unnecessary anxiety for you. So make sure you know what to take on the exam day. Order of stations, now this is very important. Lots of nurses are getting quite panicked because they've been asked to start the exam with the clinical skills or written station, not always with the API. But that's true, your exam does not always start with the assessment station or the API bit of the exam. It can start with clinical skills, it can start with written station. So keep that in mind, so that you're not going to be just suddenly panicking if somebody is not asking you to do the assessment first. It's 50-50. You may start with API, you may start with other stations. So that always is very good idea to keep in mind, so it doesn't come as a surprise. Another thing, every test center has taken a lot of effort. They do want you to pass, so they have taken a lot of effort. They may try to keep you calm, and they have taken a lot of effort in putting videos on what to expect, walk you through the video, showing you what will happen on your exam day. So once you book the exam and you know which test center, please go on their website and watch that video. That will really actually give you a perspective of things, what's going to happen on that day, and that will help to keep your nerves under control, because you would have seen and the environment, and you would have seen what to expect on that day. So that's really, really important. Now number 5, now this is probably, I should have probably put a number 1, but I'm gonna put it now, self-care. Okay, this goes without saying. Like I already said, it is quite stressful exam, and you've been preparing for it for months, and you have been under a lot of pressure, and I know most of you are working and trying to prepare for an exam. You have put a lot of investment of time and money in it, first in training, exam, and all that. So I understand that, but don't forget, in all that, what's the most important thing? You yourself. Yes, so self-care is really important. You don't want to be not feeling your 100% physically or mentally on that day. Okay, so make sure you're in right frame of mind. For that, you need to make sure you're prioritizing your nutrition, your eating and sleep before the exam. Okay, a week before the exam, I have seen a lot of nurses just run out of energy and start picking coughs and colds and getting unwell. Now that is not the right way to do your exam. That is really gonna hinder your performance on the day. So make sure you are looking after yourself as you're preparing. So like simple things, sleep, eating, hydration, going for a walk, getting some fresh air, getting some exercises, all, and having breaks, revising for something for 12 hours or 5 hours or 4 hours, even 2 hours in a go is not a great idea. You need to have a break. Your brain needs break, your body needs a break. Okay, that's really important. But if you have made a good timetable, you would have added breaks to it, so that will be good. And then we always tell our patients to do deep breathing exercises, but we don't apply on ourselves. So some deep breathing would really help to keep your nerves calmed on the day. And even on the exam day, please put something in your stomach. Okay, eat something. And a lot of nurses will tell me, oh no, I just feel nauseated. Even on the mock days, I haven't eaten anything, and then they're really struggling to keep the energy and focus. Our body need fuel to focus, especially on such an exam where you have to remember so much to do correctly. So make sure you have eaten on that day, even if it's little. Keep yourself hydrated. Even if it's little eating, fine, but keep yourself hydrated. And make sure you have slept the night before. If you haven't done revise, if something, you had long time to prepare for it, so last 24 hours is not the time to panic about and start revising so much. No, that's the time to actually rest your body and have some sleep. Deep breathing. Plan your journey in advance. Some of you are traveling long way to these test centers. Make sure you have a plan in place, already sorted how you're gonna travel. You need to get there in good time, okay? And not be panicking last minute, am I gonna miss my exam because I'm not getting there? So make sure you have planned that really well. And if you're really feeling overwhelmed on the exam day for whatever reason, you're allowed to ask for a little break, okay? They're not going to give you a big break, but you can definitely ask for a few minute breaks to just calm yourself, okay? Not in the middle of the station, but once the station is finished, and if you're still feeling quite anxious, ask for a little break, okay? And then go back to in a calm way. And those are my top tips which I really wanted to share with you, because lots of you obviously, and it's normal, like I said, feeling nervous on exam day is normal. We all go through exam anxiety at different times of our life. But remember, this is a challenge, and you have come through the biggest challenges in your life, being coming from overseas, and deciding to practice your nursing in a different environment, in a different country. So that takes a lot of courage. So don't forget. And best of all, don't forget you are a qualified nurse already, okay? Yes, you need to show your competence to pass your exam to get your pin here, but you are a nurse. You are a very good nurse. So don't forget that. And that should give you a lot of confidence in yourself. You know what to do, okay? If you're calm, actually your previous nursing experience and your nursing skills and knowledge will really help you in exam. But if you're nervous, we just kind of forget that we are a nurse already, okay? So just remember that you are a nurse, and a very good one, so that should help you. So that was my top tips. I hope you like this video, and if you like, please like and subscribe. I will be back with another video for you on a different topic next time, and you can visit us on oscenursetraining.com or email us on oscenursetraining@outlook.com. I will soon be back with another video for you. Bye for now.